Hi, my name's Matt from the Awesome Ukulele Academy, and this video is to show you the 5 biggest mistakes that people make when they are learning the ukulele. If you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to link you up to another video that gives you some other really good tips as well. Number 1, when people start playing the ukulele, a lot of the time they focus on learning the chords. You should never do this. You should always learn the changes between the chords. If you're learning a song, don't learn the chords within the song in isolation. Learn how to change between the chords. For example, if you're playing a song where you have to move from a C to a G7, you don't do what I just did. You don't learn the C, stop, and then play the G7. What you do is you learn how to move between the 2 chords and then practice that movement. And for this particular chord, that means just sliding your 3rd finger up and down between the 2nd and the 3rd frets on the A string. So you practice that change. And then you practice the other changes in the song in isolation. Number 2, a lot of the time when people start playing the ukulele, they don't think about which are the best fingers to use for each chord. Sometimes they'll be playing an A minor with their 2nd finger, sometimes the 1st. When you are an experienced player, yes, you will move around and use different fingers in different situations. But when you start off, give yourself simple rules to follow. In general, if possible, you use your 1st finger on the 1st fret, your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. You do not vary. You keep the same fingering for each time you play the chord. Number 3, the 3rd biggest mistake that people make is not positioning their fingers correctly on the fingerboard. And there are only 3 things that can go wrong when you are placing your fingers on the fingerboard of the ukulele. Number 1, not pressing hard enough. Number 2, not pressing down near enough to the fret that you're pushing the string down onto. And number 3, accidentally touching strings you shouldn't be touching with your fingers. Basically, those are the only 3 things that can go wrong with finger positioning when you are playing chords on the ukulele. Number 4, 4th big, massive mistake that people make when they are first learning to play the ukulele is trying to do too much with this hand. It's going onto YouTube and seeing all these strum patterns being demonstrated, down, down, up, down, up, or whatever it is. When you first start playing, focus on the chord changes and keep this hand very, very, very simple. Just flicking down and doing simple down strums that are in time and are rhythmic. Do not overcomplicate what you're doing with this hand because your brain will explode and blood will run out of your ears. Do not do it, okay? Focus on the chord changes. Number 5, this for me is the biggest mistake that adults make when they are learning how to play the ukulele. They expect themselves to sound good within a week, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. Most adults find it very, very hard to be a beginner. And being a beginner means that you are going to sound like pants for a period of time. And you just got to accept the fact that you are not going to sound like somebody that's been playing for 10 years, or 40 years in my case. And it's just so important to relax and enjoy the process. That is the most important thing. Have fun and keep playing the ukulele.